I do hereby declare that George Galloway is duly elected. The turnout was 39.7%. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Galloway.
George Galloway has swept to victory at the Rochdale by-election after what's been described one of the most divisive and toxic campaigns in recent history. Galloway won quite a comfortable win. He's got 40% of the vote and had 5,000 votes over the closest rival, an independent candidate. And Galloway became the bookies' favourite after Labour disowned its own candidate, Gaza Ali, after recording emerged of him basically saying that Israel was complicit in the October the 7th massacre. And the Labour Party at first hesitated in disowning and withdrawing their support from Ali. And that's because they were worried that Galloway might become the front runner for the Rochdale by-election, which in the end he did. So this is very much Labour's responsibility, really, and they've said so with a statement early this morning where they said, had we not taken our support away from our candidate, George Galloway would have not won. And the question really is this a problem for Sir Keir Starmer? Well, George Galloway, in his victory speech, could have not made it any clearer. He said that Sir Keir Starmer's problems have just got 100 times worse. And he said his win was a win for Gaza and that Starmer would pay a high price for his stance on the Middle East conflict, and basically accused him of enabling the plight of Palestinians.
In enabling, encouraging, and covering for the catastrophe presently going on in occupied Palestine in the Gaza Strip. Rochdale Town Councillors, I put you on notice now that I hope to put together a grand alliance of all the parties to remove
and I think more of an electoral worry, what's going to be a concern for the Labour leader is that George Galloway might highlight these divisions that we've seen in the Labour Party when it comes to a ceasefire, when it comes to their position in Gaza. Sir Keir Starmer avoided a major rebellion last week when Commons leader Sir Lindsay Hoyle accepted to have a vote on a Labour amendment on the conflict. But it was very much real, and there have been reports that several shadow ministers could have resigned as a result. So George Galloway, who's got very capable speaking skills, will probably use his platform in Parliament to highlight those divisions, and people on the left of the party might feel emboldened as a result of his victory.
in talking of me as a parliamentary orator of note, that Keir Starmer's problems just got 100 times more serious than they were before today. This is going to spark a movement, a landslide, a shifting of the tectonic plates in scores of parliamentary constituencies, beginning here in the North West, in the West Midlands, in London, from Ilford to Bethnal Green and Bow. Labour is on notice that they have lost the confidence of millions of their voters who loyally and traditionally voted for them generation after generation. I've heard some of the narrative being spun around this election result this evening. Yes, it's true that every Muslim is bitterly angry at Keir Starmer and his misnamed Labour Party. But you would be very foolish if you did not realise that millions of other citizens of our country are too. Keir Starmer and Rishi Sunak are two cheeks of the same backside, and they both got well and truly spanked tonight here in Rochdale.
I think they've gone into hiding this morning. I haven't yet seen a shadow minister on the morning round. Sir Keir Starmer has already said that they will field another candidate, a respectable candidate for the next general election as soon as possible. But as I mentioned before, this is a headache for the Labour leader, and it will just embolden some people on the left who will want to highlight the fact that Keir Starmer has not been tough enough on the issue in Palestine.
This is the first time ever in British political history that the two big parties of the state were thoroughly and soundly beaten. And I think that will not have been missed in Downing Street and wherever Keir Starmer currently hangs out. I look forward to working with Mr. Tully, and I hope he'll join the Grand Alliance to wipe Rochdale's town hall clean, because this town has been badly let down. Once one of the most prosperous towns in England, now one of the poorest, whose heart has been piece by piece removed. The maternity, the A&D. I understand you can't even be locked up in Rochdale. There's not even a jail cell to toss a miscreant in. Mr. Danchuk might be glad to hear it. But the biggest new threat that we face is the possibility of the extinction of the proud Rochdale Football Club. And I pledge that I will work tirelessly, I hope with the Town Council, as changed, in 12 weeks' time, to save the Dale. God bless you. God bless Rochdale.
Labour leader Sir Keir Starmer, always says that he has changed the Labour Party. He's always been clear that he wants to distance himself from the era of Jeremy Corbyn, and having George Galloway in Parliament again could definitely prove fruitful for the Conservative Party, who are going to say, look, the party has not really changed because there's just more division. You are not taking a clear stance on Gaza, and the candidate that you've ditched has made some anti-Semitic comments.